Yeah.
That's my Skype remix.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's going on Spotify.
It sounds like you're
tomorrow.
really tired.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not on fumes.
I pretty much took it easy today.
Yeah.
Chris House.
The only thing I have left is my computer. That's it.
I have my computer, and I need to fill like one more box with just junk that didn't make it in any other boxes.
Yeah, I did that seconds before the stream.
Mm-hmm.
I have to put it up in my car tomorrow morning. Oops.
Rodrigo Morales, hello from Vancouver. Jason M, hey everyone. Little Landmine, hi. Lucky Bat, ooh ooh. Little and mine, how's your day?
Yeah. Good.
Oh, heard more on it. Aloha.
Very sleepy day.
Oh my goodness. You need to do like a bump of Coke or something. Pick yourself up.
Yep. I need 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
This will be our best work.
It will be. It absolutely will be.
Yep. My shirt and pants are soaked. Just sweat.
Also, you peed yourself.
Yes, I did, kind of. Not gonna lie.
Chris, how's the moving going? Mm-hmm.
Well, we put the first stuff in the house.
We did.
Oh, you did, and I watched you do it.
Plush Toy Biolante is in Wisconsin right now.
Yep.
And I am not. Which might be a problem because usually I fall asleep hugging that little Godzilla enemy plush toy. So
I was about to say.
Probably gonna sleep poorly tonight.
Yeah, you're gonna have nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
Route season finale. What does that mean? We're not gonna stream for a bit. We're in the process of moving and also a little renovation.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're gonna have to stop the stream for a little bit.
Yeah. Titus the Human, it's very poggers when you watch Eons of Battle paint while you paint.
Agreed. PogChamp.
PogChamp. Let's go, PogChamp. Hopefully I can still use all the colors on my palette because I can't get to my paints.
Yeah. James Forrester, even more Chaplains, the Mad Lad. Mad Lad.
Toner Silver Wolf, what chapter is this Chaplain? It is going to be a second edition Warhammer, Chaplain number 4, and it's going to be for the Black Templars. Route tips, congrats on your move. Here's some booze money after the move. Nice.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Booze money. Master Cool, is the move and the renovations going to lead to changes on the show that we'll notice, or are all the renovations more of a benefit to you guys and us slobs won't notice? A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Oh, there'll be some changes.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything will be a little different.
Right. Yeah, we're also going to be doing the streams and the videos naked from now on. So that's going to be one of the biggest differences.
Ekamdu, hey guys, have you looked into one-page rules miniatures? They're something else and pretty affordable and very usable for Games Workshop games. Oh yeah, I know all about one-page rules, and they're lie. It takes more than a page of rules. It's like 5 or something.
Yeah. Sometimes it's 6.
I think technically the condensed basic rules fit on 2 sides of a piece of paper.
It's bullshit.
Although that's sort of true for like Games Workshop's games too.
Liar.
Like if you play without stratagems.
Strategums.
But I've heard one-page rules is fun, and they do have nice minis. Although they're just STLs. I don't know. Have they partnered with anybody to like do they have what's it called when you sell a shop the rights to print your stuff?
I can't do the words. I just don't even.
Yeah. Not even a try.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the word for compressor. And I was like, tank that has air in it and it makes it more pressure.
The little thing that go brrrr.
Yeah. Chris House, licensing.
Yeah, licensing.
Jason M, licensing. Oh yeah, licensing. Route, will Sean finally be making his appearance? Well, he's made an appearance in videos slightly recently.
Yeah.
Eldar one. He was in the Eldar one. My laptop's being a goose. Not as much as your laptop sometimes, but.
Yeah.
Are you packing that away too, or is that not coming with?
No, of course. That laptop is great unless you're trying to like do something.
Yeah.
Shangran, if you're interested in original Lovecraft readings, Horror Babble on YouTube has all HP and Friends' work and is an excellent narrator. Ah, neat. Oh, let's check that out.
Let's see. We have a video called. It's not this one. It's not the Eldar one. It's the Skulls one.
The Demon Forest.
Yeah, the Demon Forest. That's the one that Sean's in. For some reason, I can't think. I know what's going on. Yeah, it was the 12 hours to make a 40k Demon Forest.
Yeah.
Sean's in that one.
It was true. It really was done in 12 hours. Oh my goodness gracious, that video.
Mortis Angelica. Been trying gloss paint primer for metallic paint.
Yeah, that is one way to get metallic paints shinier, is to put them over a gloss coat. Ooh, do I have yellow? I don't, but there is some yellow on my palette. I wonder if I can kind of get it back. Yeah.
Happy McSlappy. Jay, I have a very shaky hand, and every time I try to paint small details, I mess up. How do I fix this?
How is your painting posture? Because I found that working at a very, very tall desk, like 3 feet, so that your whole arms and forearms are laying flat on the table, and the model is only held in your fingers, and in the meat of your hand is even resting flat on the table. But because it's so high up, it's right up next to your face, so it's easy to see everything. That is a really, really good way to paint.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt your back.
And it doesn't hurt your back. Right now, I'm just painting at the desk that my computer lives at, which is a normal height, and it's not particularly comfortable. And it's harder to paint.
Yeah. Exactly. And depending on how tall you are, or how long your torso is, you might need a taller or shorter or whatever. Probably not shorter. Jay's very small. Like 2 feet? 2 feet, 3 feet?
Yeah, about there. Right in the middle.
Lucy Garcia. J. Nick, wish me luck. I have my 4th Kill Team League game, and I don't know if I'll win. My
Ooh.
Pathfinders versus his Commandos.
Ooh.
Better win.
Yeah. Try not to let him get into close combat with you. Look out for the Breach Boy, because he can move through walls. And then if he's got like a grenade to throw, that can also hurt. Try to pick off his Sniper Boy pretty early.
Was it just a scratch? Make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, just a scratch.
Yeah, make sure you got multiple guys aiming at the same guy.
Yeah.
Getting him to die.
See if you can like trick him into using just a scratch. Like you shoot the knob and you kill it, and he's like, "Ha, just a scratch." But then all of a sudden you shoot him again.
Right.
That would be brutal.
Really, I think
can't spend it twice.
Right. If you really wanna use that just a scratch really effectively, you do it in close combat.
Ooh.
That's where you really do it. That's
you
every
guarantee
time
to win.
Every time I use it, that's what happens.
Yeah. It is very, very effective.
Yep.
Arguably cheating.
P-Man 1960. Jay and Nick, opinion on salamanders.
I had 2 little salamanders. For a little while. I think salamanders are hard to take care of. I think because one of them died.
Yeah,
I guess
you ate it.
Yeah, which was a problem. And then the other one died.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them oot and a boot, but I didn't have salamanders.
Mm-hmm.
I had cats. I had real animals.
I used to go out in the woods and find tiny little salamanders that were completely black with like blue speckles.
Yeah. And
supposedly around me live the bigger ones with the yellow blotches, but I never found one.
Oh, I saw one similar to the one that you were describing, but not the yellow ones.
Yeah, I remember I went to I was at like what's it called? Like a forest preserve, and they had one of the yellow ones in a little critter keeper, and I was like, "Where'd you find that?" And they're like, "Yeah, they're just around." And I was like, "I've rolled over every log. I've never found one of those."
Mm-hmm. And you said, "Bullshit! You bought it from the store," and then you reached into their hand and they had a receipt. I love it.
Chris House. Jay makes the squats look like Shaq. Pretty much. I like Salamander Space Marines. They're neat. They're kind of like goodish guys. Like they're nice to the humans.
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
No, I don't think so. I just decided to bring it up for no reason. It's kind of cool. They're one of the more interesting Horus Heresy legions. They have some fun lore. Christian Christofferson. As an older guy, I have found reading glasses to be a game changer for painting, even if you don't use glasses normally. Yeah, I could totally see that. I've messed around with like the proper magnifying glasses, but yeah, that might be something to look into.
But then you'll look like a nerd.
That is true. Gotta put on my readers.
Right. You're gonna look like a nerd to paint your toys? That's insane.
Regular guardsmen. I don't have salamanders near where I live. However, we do have bearded dragons, which are cool. That is really cool.
Interesting.
Ekamdu. One Page Rules does have partners that sell their minis, but don't you have printers? It's so affordable compared to what I'm used to with Games Workshop. Seriously, consider getting a printer. Oh yeah, we have lots of printers, but like we also like the Games Workshop minis.
It's also, I don't know, I I don't want to 3D print everything.
Yeah.
It's a pain.
Also, 3D printed models aren't as nice as plastic. We are rough on our models.
Mm-hmm.
Really
I like to
rough.
throw mine down the stairs at least once a week. Although, the Sweatshirts resin's significantly better.
It is. It is.
It's just the best. I don't know. I don't even think it's worth buying the cheap stuff. Spend $10 extra and have stuff, then have resin that's really nice. Are you so tired?
I don't know. Just lazy, I guess. Anthony Convoy. Jay, what color scheme would your custom chapter be if you were to make one? Chapter Eons of Battle, Chapter Master Big J. Big J. I would make the model really tall. Orange with pink highlights and purple polka dots. With Eons of Battle written in glitter on the shoulder pad.
Yep.
On the right shoulder pad, and on the left shoulder pad would just be a dick.
I will 100% co-sign that. And out the mouth, there's like a flame-looking thing, and that's a burp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're disgusting.
Salamanders are aquatic, and the Space Marine chapters are on a volcano planet. Just weird. I think because the creatures there are called like fire salamanders, but they're basically just dragons.
I think they're not real.
Well, I mean, that's not. They're real. They're real in our hearts.
Mm-hmm. More like farts. What a world.
Chris Franklin, I have a confession to make. I'm kind of digging the Leagues of Votan. Might be picking up some squatty boys. Yeah, they're cool. They are neat.
It kind of looks like they have some room to grow.
Yeah. I think sometimes we forget when we only... Because a lot of people interact mostly with 40k online, but most people like most things. Like for Warhammer. I just think it's all fine and neat. Whereas on the internet, it's like, it sucks, bro. Garbage. Games Workshop's going out of business. They hate the fans.
The CEO of Games Workshop called me and said that it's all falling apart.
Uh-huh. In reality, it's just a toy company. You play games. You buy models because you think they're cool looking. Shane Ryan, Jay, you're going to toss all the minis in a big box for the move or give them some battle damage. I couldn't find a box big enough, so I poured them all into a trash bag.
Yep. You just got to dress as Santa and deliver some minis. Yeah, to the good 40 and 50-year-old men.
Mm-hmm.
Mutt Walrus. This game is actually the most overpriced thing in the world. No, I think cars generally are.
Yeah.
Depending on how nice of a car it is. That's usually some of the most overpriced things.
Gamer chairs.
Gamer chairs are really overpriced for what you get.
Yeah.
Race car chairs in general. Race cars are not comfortable because they're for safety.
Yeah.
The chairs are for safety. I got to sit in a really, really nice car. And it had like the racing seats, and it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even worth it. Why even have a nice car if it sucks to sit in it?
Spectre 47. Any tips on not getting dusty dry brushing? Ooh, yes. Okay, it's tricky and it takes some practice, but you have to wet your brush. You have to soak your dry brush and then wipe away almost all of the moisture on like a paper towel or a regular towel. But the only problem with that is if you don't get the exact right amount of moisture, you're just gonna paint a big line of paint. And if you have too little moisture, you're gonna get that dustiness. So you have to learn the exact right feeling. I like to dry brush a little bit on the back of my hand, and I've just kind of learned, like through muscle memory, what amount of water I should feel. And then once the bristles feel damp but not wet, I go for the paint. And then I do another swipe on the paper towel, and then I go for the model. And then it'll look really, really good without being dusty. Artist Opus, that's his style of painting. So maybe watch some of his videos, or I don't know if he has like basic videos on how he dry brushes. But yeah, he always uses water.
Other people make videos besides us?
No.
Weird.
Matt Grady, maintaining a boat.
Yeah, that's overpriced.
Spleen, I need some tips on deciding how to pick a new unit to get for my army. Go to the store and pick something that you think looks really cool. Should I get the unit I don't really need, but I think will look cool anyways? I would say make sure that like you are putting together an army. Like just don't only buy like transports if you intend to play the game, because you need like troops and HQs. But usually, I mean, all the armies really have so many options for every category that you should really be able to get whatever you want and still feel the playable army. And like, it's not like you're not going to buy more stuff, so
right.
It's not that big a deal, whatever you get.
Jason M., you'd hate my truck, Nick. The seats are hard plastic and it rides rough. I mean, that's fine as long as you didn't spend like $160,000 on it.
Mm-hmm.
I sat in a $160,000 car and the seats were uncomfortable. That's not fun.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It should be comfortable. It should massage you. It should feel like when you sit in the chair, it's hugging you.
Yeah.
It should feel so good sitting in the chair. Like it should feel like your dad loves you again. Like that's how it should feel. And if it doesn't feel that way for $160,000, it's not worth it.
Liam Holden, woo, just came back from an after party. How are you guys doing?
Bet you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Bet you're surrounded by ladies. Or men, I don't know. Whatever, whatever you're doing.
Experimented with ultra matte varnish last week with great results. Do you ever play with matte gloss varnish or add something extra to your models? I don't really like super matte. I find super matte can sometimes make the model look a little blurry, and it hides a little bit of the detail of your painting, which is fine depending on what you're doing. Like for troops, that is not at all a problem. But the problem with satiny glossy paint is that it's shiny and can look bad on camera and to the naked eye depending on the lighting conditions of the room. So I haven't found the perfect varnish that is the exact right amount of matte and not matte. Also, some things don't look right super matte, like skin, like armor. Those things should be a little glossier. Anthony Convery, the new waves of Space Hulk terrain is on the way. I recommend for matching bases the Sector Mechanicus or Necromunda bases. They look like they would match perfectly. But what would you do, Jay? That's a good option. I own both of those basing sets, and they're very good. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll have to get the terrain in hand and see what they did for the board, and then try to recreate it as best as I can.
Borders Angelica making enough show money that you're looking at low-end $160,000 cars? No. But my uncle, he bought a Porsche 911 GT3, I believe. And it's like a race car, essentially. and yeah, it's uncomfortable. I don't get it. It's cool.
Juan, he said, is the stream flipped or are you just a lefty? I'm a lefty. Yeah, they always told me there's right-handed and there's wrong-handed. When I was little, I just assumed that like half of people were right-handed and half of people were left-handed. But no, like most people are right-handed.
Yeah, most people are right.
Handed.
Yeah.
Hand.
Yeah. Mortis Angelica. I drove a bunch of the GT3 cars, and yes, the seats suck. Yep. They're cool though. It was neat. It's a neat thing. The problem with owning a car like that, I feel like, is especially for my uncle, is he always likes to make sure everything's perfect, and so he gets anxious about driving it, and you can't be. You just can't be. Like if I had a car that nice, I'd make sure I'd have so much money that I could ding the doors and I wouldn't care.
That's a good point.
I can drive on the curb and I wouldn't care. Like I want to have so much money that I wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
Or else it's not worth it. Then you're just worried the whole time. Just get a normal car and not care. But I can never imagine buying a new car. I'll always buy used.
Yeah. Ruben for Tunado. Hey Nick, we need more terrain videos. It's been a while since your last one. Yeah, Nick. When are you gonna get on the
tomorrow.
terrain?
It's gonna happen tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Tomorrow. Shangron, so much money you have a car for every day of the week. See, that would be that's perfect. Ooh. Jason M., do you think your left-handed disability is why you can't snap your fingers?
It might be. It could be. I think we might have cracked the code.
Oh, that's what it is.
Regular Guardsman, I was thinking, wouldn't most Dark Eldar infantry weapons be almost completely ineffective against Death Guard? After all, Death Guard are extra resilient to poisons and can't feel pain. It could be. It's like magical poison though. Like it's probably not. Like it's like magical or like created by the Eldar poisons. Like they're not just like rubbing dead rats on their bullets.
That's what I would do.
Astral22, what is the point of varnish? I hear the term get tossed around, but I have no idea what it is. It is a clear, super hard layer that you can put on top of your paint job to make your paint bulletproof, like to keep your paint very, very safe from Cheeto fingers or chipping, I guess. Well, if they're resin or plastic, your paint won't really chip. Metal models can chip pretty easily. There's really no perfect way to keep paint on metal models, but really standard use, maybe even a little bit of rough use, the paint really shouldn't be coming off your models. Once the paint's cured, it's pretty tough.
I love chips.
Joey the Soloist, Jay, how do you maintain motivation in projects? I have way too many units that are almost done, but I just don't feel like finishing them. What's the best way to get the motivation back and finish? I mean, I feel like there's a big fun of finishing something. So, like, if you have a bunch of projects that are almost done, I feel like you could, like, just ride the high of bam, finished project, bam, finished project, bam, finished project. I really like painting, so I don't really mind painting for hours and hours and hours. Also, it's my job, so I have to paint for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Or you get a spanking.
Yeah. So I also
I do
paint
the spanking.
tons of different stuff. It's like for 8 years, like all I did was Space Marines basically, and it was getting a little boring. But now, like every single week, I'm painting different stuff, different models, different companies' models.
Then I'm left-handed spanking.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different.
Virginia 5J, is the room you're in empty? Mostly empty.
Mine is too. I feel like both of our rooms have a slight echo.
He's got a desk and a bed.
I got a desk and a chair. And a burp.
Namrodi, if an orc believes he poisoned a minion of Nurgle, is it poisoned? It would probably be a little under the weather, but it's not. It's true that orcs can manipulate their surroundings through their belief, but it's not like if an orc just thinks, its sword will cut a planet in half, it'll cut a planet in half. Like if the orc thinks his sword is badass, it'll be a little better than it really is. If an orc thinks he's got more gas in the tank than he's got, his car will go a little further. And that's what puts the orcs on the same level as the other hyper advanced races of the 40k universe. Because if you think about the orcs, they should be so easy to defeat. I mean, they just shoot regular ass bullets.
Right.
But because of their warp shenanigans, their regular-ass bullets do as much damage as everybody else's, like, nano-edge-bladed shuriken catapults, or exploding Astartes bolt shells, or the Imperial Guard las guns.
And there's a lot of them.
And a lot of them.
Hack and slash. You guys moving into the same house then? Yes. But Jay's sleeping outside.
Mm-hmm. I have a hammock, but we don't have any trees on the property though, so
We do not. The fence.
That's true.
You can do it on the fence. Like the corner
It's
of the
really
fence.
long. I guess I could do it in a corner.
Yep. I don't know. The fence isn't that strong, really. I guess the posts. might be
Yeah.
fine. God, I want to get a better fence.
Yeah, maybe a little privacy fence. Get some some nice like bar lights and a little burn pit.
Yeah, get a little bar.
Ooh.
That'll be a next year.
Yeah.
Next year expansion.
Jonas Warner, Jay, can you explain sub at? I don't really.
Sigmar.
Ah.
That's what it was. Explain Sigmar? I don't really know what it is, and the guy at Games Workshop didn't explain it well.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard to get to like dip your toe into any of these things. Age of Sigmar is a fantasy world that it was corrupted by the forces of chaos. There's a few pockets of civilization, and they're trying to claw their way back and defeat the forces of chaos, but they're outnumbered 10-1. And some of the forces are good. Some of the forces are like chaotic evil, chaotic neutral, and like evil.
Yeah.
And then they just fight. The overarching story is that there's two gods, Sigmar and Nagash. Sigmar is like the god of life, and Nagash is the god of death. And Nagash is like, I'm just going to take over the whole world because I'm awesome and I'm perfect and amazing and I deserve it. And then Sigmar's like, can you like not? And so they're in a constant battle.
Hey, bro, can you not, dude?
If you're interested in books at all, the very first Age of Sigmar book called Soul Wars was phenomenal. It's really, really good. And you don't need to know anything. I didn't know anything when I read it. Interruption.
Jay is sleeping outside so Nick can have alone time with your mom. 4,000 hammers, Sigmar, and Ligmar. That one got me when I first read that one. That's the two gods.
4,000 hammers.
I appreciate it. Jay didn't.
Can you explain the color theory of green highlighting to a yellow? I've been painting for years and I don't know anything. I guess if you wanted a warmer green, you would highlight with yellow to bring that yellow warmth and that slight desaturation of the green. And if you wanted like a really, really vibrant, like neon-y green, you would highlight with lighter shades of green. And then if you wanted a more pastel-y green, you would highlight with white, because it would really desaturate the green on your highlights. So it all depends on what end result you want. Shang around. Just don't fight the orcs. They will get bored and leave. Super easy to defeat. Yeah, I don't think they would stop, though. Like, I don't think, like, if they're sacking a village and everyone's just standing there motionless, like...
Yeah, it would be like, oh, this is no fun.
Yeah, I think they would. I think they would find the fun in it.
Well, they're winning. That's fun.
Yeah, they'd start coming up with weird ways to defeat people. Let's see what happens when we drop them off the tower. Crash TV is an Age of Sigmar way in the future beyond 40k. No, they're separate universes. So who knows in what history that year is Age of Sigmar. Apparently Warhammer 40k is 41,000 years in the history of humanity.
Sounds fake, but okay.
And then if you actually go by the Necrons, because the Necrons are the oldest race in the galaxy currently, they're 65 million years old. And the Orcs and the Eldar are a similar amount of time old. A little less.
That means that the Necrons are alive right now.
That's
in
true.
our timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Probably killing it.
Well, they're asleep because they slept.
Yeah, they're probably killing it.
After they defeated the Catan and the Old Ones, but the galaxy was ruined. So they waited 65 million years for the galaxy to rebuild itself so that they could wake up and conquer it again. But it'd be worth having.
Think about those dreams, though.
Yeah.
They're killing it. Those are some sick dreams.
Marcel Defour. Hey, I'm trying to paint pumpkin orange. I can't seem to get the right color of orange. Suggestions, please. Yeah, maybe mix in a little bit of beige red. And that can be your shadow. And then mix in some yellow to make an orangey red for your highlight. And maybe base coat with red.
Ben M, all wrong. The Earth is only 4,000 years old. Please don't mention fossils. Agreed.
Culture Wars Diplomacy point the orcs towards chaos and tell them they would be more fun. There's a wonderful story in is it the 5th edition Orc Codex called Tuska the Demon Killer. And he's an orc war boss who he led his mob into a band of demons, and they fought the demons, and they had so much fun fighting the demons that he made it his lifelong mission to go find more demons to fight. And he followed the demons all the way to the Eye of Terror, and the humanity is at all times waging a war at the Eye of Terror because it's a giant rift in space into the warp, and they're just firing missiles and waiting for tentacles and stuff to come out of it. And a bunch of orcs showed up. And so they went to war with the orcs, but then all of a sudden they noticed that the orcs were trying to fight their way into the Eye of Terror, not out of it. And so they just let him go. And then Tuska and his band of orcs landed on a planet, a demon planet, like a literal demon planet, like the entire planet is a demon. And they had the time of their lives fighting the demon spawn and literally just stabbing the ground. Mm-hmm. And eventually they were all defeated because they were fighting planets of demons. But Khorne had such a great time watching them fight that he revives them every morning so that they can fight his demons all day long. And the other demons hate it because they're so bored because they realize that they're fighting orcs every day for thousands of years. And so Tuska the Demon Hunter killing demons is literally like the Korn's comfort show. It's his The Office on Netflix.
40k is very serious.
It's very serious.
Chaplain, what basing scheme would you suggest for Ossiarch Bone Reapers?
Ooh, Ossiarch Bone. If you're going with a classic Ossiarch scheme of, bone color, you probably want something a little bit like color saturated so maybe like a bright green, like a kind of a forest or a meadow, or you could go super dead and have like gray, like a very dark gray base. Usually, if you have a light-colored model, you want it on a darker base. And if you have a darker-colored model, you want it on a lighter base. Jacob Jamzurek. Jay, would you recommend me some easy games to play with friends who are not Warhammer superfans and know the rules? Warhammer games? I mean, Kill Team and Warcry are fun little skirmish games. I haven't played it yet, but Warhammer Underworlds looks pretty good. It's even smaller skirmish game that's grid-based, or actually it's hex-based. If you'd be open to something that's not 40k, X-Wing is a wonderful little game. The games last around 30 minutes, and it's Star Wars, so people might be more willing to give it a try. And it's not nearly as expensive to get into, and the models come painted.
Boom. X-Wing shill. Shill alert.
Bonobo viewer bot. I didn't deal with Games Workshop for a long time, but dude, are they really selling airbrush paint in pots? They did. I think they've discontinued them now. The only thing nice about the airbrush paint in pots is that it's easy to pour the paint back in when you're done. It's hard to get the paint from the pot into the airbrush, but if you make a mistake and you put in too much paint, like I always do, it's nice to be able to pour it back.
Spooky. How pricey is Kill Team?
A Kill Team box is about $60, and then the rules you can find free online.
Wahapedia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have Warhammer models now, you can use those generally in Kill Team. Venom, but you hate flyers, Jay. No X-Wing.
Well, it's fine in a game built around flyer movements. My problem is it's a game built around moving infantry, and yet my airplane is only moving like 30 feet per battle turn. Like in reality, the airplane would just be the blink of an eye as it flies over the battlefield.
You're walking it back. Ghost of Links, they made a basic version of the Kill Team rules free, right? Yes.
They did. You can download them from GW Direct.
Although they technically not themselves, but someone else made all the rules free.
Yeah.
Wahapedia.
I think Warhammerpedia lays it out better than Games Workshop.
Yes. 1000%. And
every time there's an update, Warhammerpedia just changes their webpage instead of Games Workshop publishing a new book.
Yep.
Or a white dwarf or whatever dumb thing they do. A PDF.
Yep.
Remember how confused we were when we read the new FAQ or whatever? And they reprinted the old FAQ in it? And so we're like, some of this stuff seems really familiar.
Yeah, it's bad. And again, in the codexes or the books or the compendiums or whatever, they don't ever say, hey, sometimes the rules change, and be vigilant.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Conquest: Last Argument of Kings does a really good job with their rules. All of their rules are available for free, but they do have published books. But in the description of the published books, it says like this is the rules published as of this date. And it's
that's
like
a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really thought through some of their stuff.
They really did. It's a really polished, nice game. Good old clack. Yeah, I really, really respect Parabellum and Clack Conquest: Last Argument of Kings because I talked to the guy at Adepticon and he's like, yeah, we're gonna be as big as Games Workshop because why would we even try if we weren't gonna be the best?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, whereas most other companies are like, yeah, we're a little company and we have our game and we make models. They're like, no, we're the best.
Yep. Clack.
Clack.
I mean, two rule books with the starter set?
Yeah.
That's really insane.
It's so obvious, but yeah, it should come with 2 books because it's a 2-player game.
Yep.
So I'm going to do that 88. There's a Battletech meetup next week and just want to know if it's fun. I've never played Battletech. We know some people who play Battletech and it looks like fun. But never played it. So I bet it sucks.
I believe Battletech is for nerds.
Yes.
So just putting that out there.
Flipping to Dude 88. Kill Team is the best for anyone. I agree. I like Kill Team.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Into the Dark. We're getting our copy on Sunday.
Kill Team. Turn down for what? Crash TV it's just bad. They have to release an FAQ a couple weeks after they release a codex to fix mistakes in the codex. Yeah, I think that's really just a product of how many models they sell. Because they do playtest stuff, but when there's over 100 units in the codex, you're just not going to get to playtest every single combination.
Right. Of each codex.
Of each codex against every other codex. So I think it's fine. I mean, at least they do fix it. Because they don't, they could just not. Like they used to. They used to just not. Spooky, so you only need 1 Kill Team box to play? If so, that's actually pretty crazy. There is the Kill Team starter box. It comes with a little bit of terrain, the Veteran Guardsmen, and the Orc Commandos. I believe it's $100, so if you split it with a friend, that's 50-50 per 50-50 split, which would be $50, which is a little cheaper. The individual Kill Team boxes are about $60, and they come with 10 to 14 miniatures. Sometimes some stuff you can build out of regular things for Warhammer 40k, like the Compendium armies. But yeah, you're gonna need 2. You're gonna need 2 Kill Teams. So the cheapest way to do that would probably be to get the starter box. And if you have a lot of cash, the new Kill Team Into the Dark looks really, really cool. It comes with a full board of terrain, 2 teams, the Kroots and the Imperial Navy Breachers, and like the dice and cards and rule book and stuff.
I like it. It's also so much more manageable than 40k.
It is. It really is.
40k is so much stuff. I mean, Age of Sigmar is even less
Yeah,
than 40k.
it is.
I feel like they finally just realized that not everybody has the time.
Yeah. Obi Kenobi from Star Trek. I built and painted my first Space Marine today. And painted. Nice!
Nice.
Yeah, I think skirmish is where it's at. I recently was reading the rules for Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, the very first edition of Warhammer 40k, and it has 10 times the rules of any other edition of Warhammer. It's really more of like a D&D manual. Like every single possible scenario, jumping out of a vehicle and then having that vehicle veer off course and slam into something else has a dedicated page of rules of how to do that. And so you almost need two people playing the game, and then for them to ask a third person who's the DM, okay, so I want to throw this grenade through a window. Walk me through this.
Amazing.
Regular Guardsmen, I wish the smaller Chaos Space Marine factions got the same love in 40k that successor chapters for Loyalist Space Marines do. The Purge are super cool, yet have so little lore about them. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of Space Marines like that too, because there's like 100 different Space Marine chapters, and Games Workshop deals with like 6 of them. And for Chaos Space Marines, though, there's Night Lords. And the red ones. That's pretty much it. Although I guess Chaos also does have Slaanesh, Tzeentch, Khorne, and Nurgle. So that's kind of 4 big deal armies right there. Although technically not necessarily like the Chaos Legions. They're their own thing, sort of. If I had to put money down, though, I would say probably that's what Chaos is going to get. They're going to get normal Chaos Space Marines and then the 4 Chaos Space Marines aligned with the gods. They're not going to get, like, a Night Lords thing like the Black Templar got their Black Templar stuff.
Because they're not as popular.
No.
But, I mean, there's lots of third-party stuff. I mean...
Bits. Your own imagination. Paint schemes.
But yeah, probably not rules, though. Wouldn't put money on that.
Lucas Mendieta, can you use other packs of miniatures to play with Kill Team, or do you have to specifically buy the ones labeled Kill Team? I mean, you can use pennies and nickels if you want. If you're talking about like other Games Workshop models, I would look at the rules, and so that like, I mean, you can use whatever models and proxy them for sure, but like if you want to be playing like Space Marines, but you buy Terminators, technically you can't take Terminators and Kill Team. So you'd have to use Terminators as like regular Space Marines, and they're a lot bigger.
And the bases are bigger.
And the bases are bigger.
The bases matter in the game.
Yeah.
So you probably want something similar size and the same base.
Yeah.
Base size.
Which is almost always 32, 25, or 40 millimeter.
Right.
In fact, I'm pretty sure it's always those 3. It might be... I'm trying to think if there's any other bases in Kill Team. I think the Radium Jezzail specialist for the Skitarii stands on a 60 millimeter oval base.
Wow.
Which is the same width as a 32. So it's small.
You're small.
4,000 hammers. I want to make videos on painting. Any advice? Yeah, film a video. You know, film it with your phone. Edit it, upload it to YouTube. See what happens. Find a YouTuber you like, rip off one of their videos.
That's a good thing. And here's the thing. Rip it off exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Because what people do is they're like, well, I'm going to kind of use the idea, but I'll do something. No, just rip it off exactly. Because then you'll actually learn how to do it.
Mm-hmm. Because like you'll learn like shots, editing, pacing. Like if you're like, yeah, like, Goobertown Hobbies, because let's just use him as an example. You know, he sometimes talks to the camera and sometimes you can see his hands. But like if you just do that, it won't be a Goobertown Hobbies video. It's just going to be those 2 scenes. But if you're like, okay, he always opens and he's usually talks to the camera for about a minute and a half, and then he moves into preparing to paint. And that's usually like a looking across the table at like a 30-degree angle at his stuff, and then he moves to a painting, and then like you really have to like Like, write down everything that happens in the video second by second. And then that's your shot list. And then film it.
And that'll teach you stuff. And then if you want to switch it up or try different things later, put your own spin on it, then you do that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard to start with nothing.
Yep.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't, and you really can't.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have 2 minutes remaining. We have 2 minutes remaining. I just want to say to everybody again that we're moving. We're gonna be moving, doing all that, and we will not be streaming for the next month or so. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but it'll be more. If it's gonna be anything, it'll be more. But we still are going to be doing our Patreon only streams. So if you would like to join the Patreon and join in on those, you may. With those, you can actually call in and chat with us with your voice, which is fun. It's a little bit of a different dynamic, but we have a lot of fun doing it. And we're going to keep doing that. And I'm sure that we'll have updates on our Patreon, too, of what we're working on and getting all set up. But, yeah. And then, hopefully, when we stream again, everything's going to look a lot better, be a lot cleaner, make a lot more sense. We're going to be maybe doing some double streams, maybe some games at some point. It's going to be good. Mr. 305, will you still be doing videos? Yes, the videos will not change. Just the streams. And the Patreon stuff isn't going to change either. Just the streams. It's just the, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. So it's hard to be consistent with the streaming. And for the first couple days, we don't have internet.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. But when it comes back, we're gonna have really good internet.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be insane.
Thanks for being here, everybody. And
Yeah.
I hope you
It's always
enjoyed
been
the
fun.
streams.
Mhm.
Sometimes it gets a little wild. Sometimes we bring up Star Wars. Sometimes I even get some painting done.
Exactly. But yeah, it was a good first. Like we've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like pretty much almost exactly 2 years, and that's we're gonna move on to making it even better.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Well, that's 10 o'clock. So thank you all for joining us again, and we'll be back. We'll let you know. We'll probably before we start streaming again, we'll make sure that everybody knows, probably a week in advance, so we can make sure that everybody knows. But then yeah. Bunch of videos coming out. Make sure you go watch them. Patreon stuff coming out. We have our Patreon stream. Make sure you join that if you would like. And we'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Alrighty, everybody, except for the patrons who we'll see in a few minutes. Good night.
Good night.